up on Fulton Today.
Fulton officials name a new police chief. I'm Daryl Carver, and I'll have that story.
And legal and justice leaders try to keep youngsters on the right path during a one-day conference. We'll take you there. Fulton Today starts right now. Welcome to Fulton Today, everyone. The Fulton County Board of Commissioners announces its sole finalist for the Fulton County Police Chief. FGTV's Daryl Carver joins us now with this story.
Showing you the promotion became official this week. Gary Stiles is no longer the interim police chief. He is now the police chief. Stiles has worked in the department for over 3 decades. In April, he was named interim chief following the retirement of former chief Cassandra Jones. Fulton commissioners conducted a formal search for their next chief, but in the end, the board says that Chief Stiles was the sole finalist. Following the appointment, the chief will lead one of the few departments that's nationally accredited. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Daryl Carver.
Each year, thousands of people in the United States become victims of domestic violence. Well, while the statistics are alarming, the survival stories are quite encouraging. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has our story.
About 100 people came here today to bring awareness to domestic violence. Each participant wore a purple ribbon like this and held a candle like this one. Each candle had the name of a victim who died in Georgia this year alone. One by one, they stood together in unity to fight against what has become an alarming trend.
It takes an entire community to stand together to end domestic violence.
91 people have died from domestic violence across the state so far this year. It's a shocking statistic that domestic violence survivors want to change.
It's extremely important for me to share my story as much as possible because sometimes I think the face of domestic violence gets clouded, and I don't think people really understand that people like me can be victims of domestic violence.
Victims advocates gathered inside a law firm at Atlantic Station for a candlelight vigil to remember those who died. The Georgia Commission on Family Violence says there are many organizations designed to help victims leave their abusers safely.
50% of the women's cases that we studied, they began that relationship between the ages of 13 and 24. So early intervention, early prevention is the key to saving lives.
But once they begin to isolate you from your friends, from your family, they begin to make you feel like you're the only person, in their world that matters. I think that's one of the biggest signs that I try to tell women is to look for that isolation factor.
Victims advocates say the most important thing to remember is to encourage victims to take that initial step towards getting help. Organizers, including survivors, asked to shine a light on domestic violence. If you would like more information, contact the website on your screen. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
All right, thank you very much. The Department of Aging and Youth wraps up its series of strategic planning sessions with a lot of good feedback. Both seniors and youth participated in the forums and the final one at the Quality Living Services on Danforth Road. For many of the attendees, the forum was a big hit.
I thought it was fantastic.
It is my opinion that the forum was one of the best forums I've attended this year.
The sessions ranged from establishing a stronger partnership with Fulton County and Atlanta Public Schools and how to provide better transportation for seniors.
From these conversations, we'll have an opportunity to synthesize the information to develop the strategic plan and some tactical and operational objectives so that we can truly meet the needs of the community within the next 5 years.
Now, that plan is expected to be ready by the first of next year. Judges, prosecutors, even defense attorneys speak directly to youngsters as a part of a conference held especially for teens. Now, from cyberbullying to leadership skills, this group was well informed about what they needed to know to become the next set of emerging leaders. FGTV's Felicia Church was there.
In a packed room at the Loudermill Conference Center, hundreds of teens gathered to learn how they can be the next set of leaders in our community. The students were all participants in the Emerging Leaders Conference. During the morning session, a panel of judges, law enforcement, school, and political officials all answered questions about some of the most pressing issues facing our teens today, and all of them encouraged the teens. Students then went into 8 different sessions to hear from other professionals about how to stay focused on their futures.
If you do take drugs, if you do go on the wrong path, then you will not get financial aid towards college. So that woke me up when I heard that, because I am on the right path, but God forbid I was able to go down the wrong, I wouldn't have any support.
The youth also discovered how developing their leadership skills early can help in their professional development and community involvement, characteristics encouraged and nurtured by County Commissioner Joan Garner.
I hope that the young people will feel inspired when they leave here, really ready to continue doing the work that they have committed themselves to do, and to find their passion, to find their joy, to find what really makes them happy and feel like they are making a difference in other people's lives.
The commissioner gave kudos to the youth commissioners and the County Office of Children and Youth sponsors, Reginald Crossley and Melinda Pruitt.
We have to let the young people who are doing the right thing know that we see them, we acknowledge that they are doing the right things and that they are on the path of leadership. So it's important to take time out to acknowledge those young people who are on the right track.
I think it's vital for young emerging leaders and even the youth today to understand what's their role, what's the proper way that when we interact with them, what's a perfect approach, what are the rights, what are not the rights, and how to peacefully coexist with each other. That's how you can really eliminate a lot of the problems.
These students from all over the Atlanta and Fulton County area are considered some of the best in their class. And the professionals all agreed that the future looks bright thanks to this next generation of emerging leaders. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Felicia Church.
Members of the county's Environmental Health Services team learned the importance of protecting our water supply during a recent trip to the Camp Creek Water Reclamation Facility. The group saw firsthand how the plant treats wastewater from residential, commercial, and industrial areas. Workers at the facility explained how the process works.
The water comes to us from several different places. We get septic trucks bringing in what they've sucked out of people's septic tanks. Most of the water that we get, though, is from pump stations that are located throughout South Fulton County. The water flows by gravity to these pump stations from people's houses, goes to the pump station, gets pumped into our plant.
For members of the county's Environmental Health Services team, the tour was eye-opening.
It was good seeing from the beginning stages of the wastewater and going through the primary, secondary, and tertiary, and to see how it cleans out and the microorganisms and how they create such a good environment for them to thrive in and make the water healthy for the citizens of Fulton County.
Our best allies are an educated employee, so we can hope that when they go out and do their inspections, then they can spread the word about not putting fats, oils, and grease down the drain, about not putting wipes down the toilet, and they can help us to inform the citizens and business owners of Fulton County about the importance of taking care of our sewers. And they'll also be a little bit more educated about their own practices at home in their own family lives.
Camp Creek is one of 5 of the water reclamation facilities in the county. And still to come, seniors demonstrate that you're never too old to have a good time. It's a part of our district by district coverage next. Leaders from the Atlanta Business League sit down with the county chairman, and seniors put on a performance to remember for their peers. Here's this week's district by district coverage. We begin with Chairman John Eves as he welcomes leaders from the Atlanta Business League to Fulton County Government Headquarters. The chairman sat down with the group as a part of their CEO Talks series. The Atlanta Business League seeks to provide economic empowerment for minorities throughout the metropolitan Atlanta area. The group's leaders hope their partnerships with government and civic officials can help them in that quest.
We talked about government, we talked about leadership, we talked about personal leadership styles and how individuals could work with government to achieve great outcomes in terms of better quality of life, better society. And so it was a great exchange, and I shared a lot, I heard a lot, I listened, and it was a great dialogue.
The Atlanta Business League was established in 1933 as an affiliate of the National Business League, which was founded by Dr. Booker T. Washington. Seniors strut their stuff during a mini recital at the Helene S. Mills multipurpose facility. The group, known as the Marching Divas, showed off the steps they've learned during the presentation before their peers.
Well, I think being a part of any class, and especially my class, it just brings out the best in you, the young in you. And I just want all seniors to know, 55 and older, that you can still move. You got it, and you can do it. And with hard work and dedication, I just think that it brings out the best of them.
Fulton's Department of Aging and Youth offers a host of programs for seniors to help them live active lives. To get involved, just contact the Star Line. And finally, South Fulton residents enjoy a great day at the Clifton Dale Fall Festival. Over 20 vendors participated in the festival along with musical guests. The residents who live in the community took part in the fun activities and the fellowship at Clifton Dale Park.
This is our 4th year, and it has grown in each and every year to the point now we really have a great sponsor in Greystone Power. We have another great sponsor with Fulton County, which has come out, and Commissioner Emma Darnell, Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. I mean, they've been very supportive of it, and it just makes it more exciting each year.
It's an absolute wonderful time. We have great vendors, great support from the community. We're very excited to be here today and glad that everyone has come out to support.
The Clifton Dale community is extremely engaged with its government leaders and its residents. And still to come, the county wraps up Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll tell you how when we come back. During Tobacco Awareness Month, county health officials are warning the public about its dangers. Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says tobacco remains the largest preventable cause of death and disease in the U.S. Now, FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has our story.
Whether you're inhaling yourself or taking in someone else's, the dangers of smoking are severe.
We are increasing tobacco smoke-free environments in parks, recs, bars, restaurants, schools, and in multi-housing units across the county.
Through the CDC-funded PITCH program, that's Partnerships to Improve Community Health program, the Fulton Department of Health and Wellness is working to reduce smoking rates. We work with a number of community partners like Georgia State University to reach as many citizens as possible to warn of the health liabilities that accompany tobacco use.
They are working with our community partners and stakeholders to train them around how to understand what policy is, how to do policy briefs. They are conducting opinion polls and air quality assessments throughout various municipalities in Fulton County.
More and more in Fulton County, smoking in public places is becoming taboo. For example, the Roswell City Council has voted to ban e-cigarettes and vapor products from parks and public places, and some restaurants have become completely smoke-free. That means employees are prohibited from smoking outside, even on their breaks.
They're trusting you to come into your restaurant, and they're ingesting what you give them. Letting staff smoke and let people smoke in the building, they're ingesting smoke and they're ingesting chemicals.
The general manager of 2 Urban Licks says he hasn't had any complaints about not being able to smoke at the restaurant. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Medicare enrollment experts help seniors get their questions answered. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services provided one-on-one help for participants at the Helene S. Mills multi-purpose facility. Organizers gave information on the different plans available and just how to enroll.
The most common question we're getting is, can I find a cheaper plan? So on our Medicare.gov website, we have a decision tool where you can compare the plan choices based on cost. So we're actually, anyone can use the website, just put in your Medicare information, the drugs that you're taking, and preferred pharmacy.
Medicare is the federal health insurance program for people 65 years of age and older, those with a certain disability, permanent kidney failure, or ALS. Now, open enrollment for the Medicare program ends on December 7th. To get more information, go to Medicare.gov. Fulton wraps up its breast cancer awareness campaign by recognizing those who are making a difference and by those who are helping to spread the word. During the 20th Breast Cancer and Cervical Cancer Luncheon, participants were recognized for their inspirational door messages. Several Fulton County departments participated in the door decorating contest to salute survivors and to remind people about the importance of early detection.
The subject matter is breast cancer awareness, and the tree means life. The branches mean that each person is like a branch, and they want to touch each person and to educate and to give awareness to breast cancer awareness.
It was good to see Fulton County well represented from all of the different departments, and it was good to see everyone together unified and encouraging those that are in the fight against breast cancer, as well as those that have survived, and it was good seeing those and being able to encourage them and support them.
The county's breast and cervical cancer program provides eligible women with pap smears, breast exams, breast education, and a mammogram for free. You can call the Fulton County Women's Health Program at 404-612-1649 for more information. And still to come, the story of the world's greatest heavyweight champion comes to life on stage. Stay with us. Academy Award-winning Kenny Leon's latest stage production about one of the greatest heavyweight champions of the world receives rave reviews. This is video of the rehearsal of Fetch Clay Make Man. The play is about an unlikely friendship in the 60s.
The Fetch Clay play is a play about Muhammad Ali and Stephen Fetchit, who actually really met each other. So Will Powell wrote this amazing play about that relationship.
The play takes a look at the bond between the two drastically different icons, but it also has a deeper message.
It's entertaining, but it also gives a really beautiful and powerful message about the balance between public and private persona.
You'll learn a lot about yourself and how we work as human beings and how we navigate the world and what we feel is right being negotiated with what we feel we need to survive.
Fetch Clay Make Man runs until November 22nd at the Southwest Arts Center. For more information, go to truecolorstheater.org. And finally, children enjoy a musical celebration while learning all about different cultures. Preschool-age children took part in several different dances from a variety of countries. The Children's Museum of Atlanta sponsored the event at the Hateville Library. The museum is currently under construction and closed until next month, so many of their programs and activities are taking place in the library system.
We do Dance Around the World. We also do different science experiments too, just to get out there and see kids that might not have had the chance to come to the museum.
Some of the dances included the Mexican hat dance, the Japanese fan dance, and polka. But one of the favorite dances for the kids was, of course, the twist. For more information about other events at the library, you can go to afpls.org. The twist never goes out of style. Well, before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.